how do athletes make money after they retire? Do you ever wonder about that? Interesting question, right? And for them, it's an important question because most athletic careers are very, very short, which is kind of interesting when you think about it. Someone works for years and years and years to, say, get into the NFL, and the average duration in the NFL is 3.3 years. So they're in it for about 3 seasons. In the NBA, a little under 5 years. So they're in for 4 to 5 seasons before they're out the door and the youngest guy is going to take their place. Major League Baseball, less rough sport, a little bit longer average duration. They're about 5.6 years. And in the NHL, which is a rougher sport, about 3.5 years. And most of the people are not making the millions and millions of dollars that you hear about in these contracts. And you hear someone, oh, signed a $120 million contract. Sure, there are superstars that do that. Most of the workaday guys don't do anything like that. They don't make generational wealth. They don't make money to retire forever after their 3 to 4 years in the league. That's just not the case. So other than the superstars, for most of them, they're going to have to get a day job after they leave. And the question is, what can they do for a day job and do well at? The good news is there's plenty to do, because when someone gets the level of a super high level of athletic performance, then they have grit, they have determination, they have discipline, and they have notoriety. And all those things can help them. The notoriety often helps open the door because someone, when they were an ex-pro player, like I have a friend who was an ex-pro baseball player, a couple of those. 2 of my friends were superstars, and one of them was not. One of them was just in the league for a very short time. And the guys who were superstars, are multimillionaires and they're fine. They have various businesses, they do fine. My workaday guy is just working a regular job. He's in sales. And what's interesting about that is he got into sales, and he's in financial planning to be specific. People want to meet with him because he was a Major League Baseball player and he's interesting. So people are like, oh, I want to meet with that guy just to know more about him and to ask him stories about playing. And same thing with guys who were pro golfers. Everybody wants to go pro golfing with them. And so you can leverage that as an athlete to go and have a way to get an entree. Same thing with companies. They will offer you an interview and often want to hire you again because it's interesting. And I think for a lot of pro athletes, something in the sales side is a really strong possibility because people want to meet with you. People want to just relate with you, both prospective clients and customers, because they just want to be able to say, I know them. I like the fact that I know a couple of ex-pro athletes that I hang out with. I don't make a big deal about it, but it's interesting, and I can ask them questions about what it was like in the league, and it's cool. It's just an interesting thing. So that opens some doors. So that notoriety is great. Plus, the habits of discipline and hard work are great. One of the harder things for athletes is to reframe their world because you're not in that sort of amazing world where you're traveling around with your team, you're going to places, you're going out at night, you're celebrating, you're the talk of the town, you're the center of attention. That changes as you go on and ends. So you do have to be aware of that. Now, what can we learn if we're not pro athletes? What can we learn from this? Well, I think you can learn a couple things. First of all, if you have grit and determination and discipline, that can get you really far in life. And that's how athletes tend to shine. And also, sales is something you really don't want to overlook as a possibility in your life. And a lot of people think of sales in a negative way. They think, oh, it's just kind of gross. You're spray the Banaka breath blast and be like a car salesman. I want to see you in that green Cadillac. It's gross. That is not sales, actually. What sales actually is sitting down with someone, kind of belly to belly, understanding what they need and trying to find them something that you can offer that will help make their life better. Whether it's financial sales, like financial planning, we're like, hey, we can help get you into good investments that are reliable, that will get you to where you want to get to when you retire, and that are safe. Good sales is providing service and looking out for the client. And long-term, outstanding salespeople make a ton of money. There are people that I know personally that never went to college or didn't graduate if they went, and they're making mid-6-figure salaries as salespeople. Why? Because they're really good at what they do. And the good salesperson is not the Banaka breath blast specialist who has greasy hair and a bad suit. It's not that. The person is someone where their client perceives that person to genuinely be interested in helping them get a solution to whatever their problem is, to have a good solution, meaning something is actually serviced well. So whoever you represent in sales, you want to represent someone that's really strong in providing the service. And I'll just tell you a quick story in my life. in the community where I live, we have a problem with healthcare. We don't have good, reliable emergency healthcare. Our day-to-day care is very inconvenient. So a couple guys and I got together and we decided we were going to put together a medical clinic offering 24/7 emergency services plus really convenient care services. Now, I'm a lawyer by trade and I help people with business. So you say, what the heck are you doing providing medical services? Well, the answer is I'm providing something because I have to have it in my community. I decided, along with a couple other guys, that if this wasn't provided, we had to leave and just move to a place with better services. And I don't want to leave. I love my community. So we found a guy who can provide the medical services. That's what they do. And his job is to put together the actual clinic with 2 ER doctors and an internal medicine doctor and a pediatrician. That's his job. He's outstanding at it. He's amazing, ex-military, does it. My job I took on was selling it. I said, I can get 100 families to join our clinic and to pay enough money each year to support it. And this is not a for-profit venture. This isn't my next way to make $1 million. This is just something I'm doing for the community and for myself and my family. But the operative part is I did the sales. Now, how did I do the sales? Because I know everybody I'm selling it to. I'm a customer myself. I need it. And I'm able to sit down with them and say, look, here's what we're offering. Here's why we're offering it. A guy died last year because we didn't have this service. And so I was determined to provide it. And we've partnered up with Best in Class. And we're making this happen. And if you'd like to be a part of it, we'd love to have you on board. And literally, I did 3 meetings, like 3 large format meetings that I invited my friends and people I knew to. And we sold 100 memberships and we're done. It's ready to go now. It's being opened up. The point is, good sales is not embarrassing. Good sales is not pushy. Good sales is not hurting people. Good sales is helping people get something they really, really need. So don't be allergic to that. And if you're an ex-athlete, that's something to really think about, because I think as an athlete, you can open the door and you may need some sales training. You will need some sales training. But what you need to think about is, how can I help this person? Imagine that they're your teammate and you're a football player. You want them to go out and be able to catch the pass. Go out, do the route, catch the pass, make a touchdown. Well, if you're a blocker, you need to make sure you protect your quarterback. So it's the same thing in sales. You make sure that you do your role so that they can do their role and they can score the touchdown. And if you think about your clients as, I want my client to score the touchdown every time, then you'll do great in sales, you'll get referrals, and just make sure you're representing a great team. You don't want your back end or the people that provide the service you're selling to be stinkers. That's not good. You want to provide something you're proud of. If you're looking for something, also give you a real quick plug for myself. I train people doing the Overages Business, which is at its heart a sales business. We provide the service also, but at its heart, it's just helping people who've lost a property at foreclosure sale get a big refund back. And it's a pretty easy business, pretty straightforward business. It is a sales business. So if you're interested in that, interested in something you kind of do on your own, it's definitely something to look at. I've recorded a short video. It's 15 to 20 minutes long, called Intro to the Overages Business. Go check that out. There's a link down below, and that's your next step. But whether you want to do that right now or you just hopefully learn something from this, thank you for being here. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up so we can share the message with more people. There's a career for you. If you just post your regular work and you're not an athlete, but you say, what can I do after this? There is a career and opportunity for you. You may feel trapped in a business you don't like or working in a job you don't like, but you're not actually trapped. You're only trapped for a very short time. There are ways to get off of that, treadmill that are safe, that are profitable, and can lead to a much better life. So give it a thumbs up. Any comments down below, I'll answer them as best I can. And if you want to learn more about Overages, click on the link below. And with that, I thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.